Waves of workers left their jobs in the past 2 years. In order to attract and keep employees, some companies gave out big raises.
Yeah, but new data shows that trend could be cooling. According to compensation data company PayScale, 4% of total payroll went to salary increases this year, which is more than was originally planned. But that number is expected to drop next year.
Staffing and recruiting expert Jason Wachtel with JW Michaels is here to explain how job seekers and current employees can negotiate a fair salary bump. Nice to have you with us.
Thanks for having me.
So let me ask you, first of all, why are some of the companies pulling back on the pay raises like this?
Well, I think what we saw when we came out of COVID, or we started with COVID, employers were doing whatever they could to keep talent. And talent was in such demand. Unemployment was at the lowest level, I think, ever. So in order to keep talent or obtain talent, people had to pay through the roof. But they were okay doing so because revenues and profits were at an all-time high. I think what we're seeing now is companies are not doing as well. Hiring is still very stringent. Firms have to grow. So there's not as much money to go around in order to pay for the raises what people were accustomed to the last few years.
Okay, with all those things considered, Jason, do job hunters still have a bargaining power when it comes to negotiating some type of salary?
So absolutely. I mean, it's still a very good job market, especially if you're skilled labor. There's a lot of firms that are still hiring. But what you have to do is, if your company's not doing well and they're having tough times financially, it's going to be pretty tough to get the raise that you may want. So I think what you have to do is you have to research, you have to know what your company, how well they're doing, and then you go in for that raise. But it's still a very employee-driven market. You just have to pick your spaces on when you should ask for that raise.
So I know you have some tips to negotiate a pay raise. First of all, you say that research is important. How do you go about doing that?
Well, there's plenty of sites, Monster, Indeed, for example, LinkedIn, where you can see advertisement for jobs that are paying X amount of dollars. So if you see a job that is very similar to what you're doing, it's pretty easy to say, okay, I'm doing the same job at a similar type of company. They're advertising a salary range. I'm on that low-level salary range. Therefore, I know the market is paying more than I'm making. So therefore, when you come in to meet your boss at the year end, your year-end review, you could have some information that shows that you are underpaid based upon real data that you're able to get from these job sites.
So Jason, how do you know when is the right time to ask, though?
Well, that's a great question. Generally, every company does a year-end review. That's generally the best time when you're having your year-end review. It's also helpful if your review says you've met or exceeded expectations, and the company's done a pretty decent job that year. So if you get that news, you should absolutely ask for the raise. But if you have your evaluation or your mid-year evaluation, and the company's telling you you're not doing well, we're having a tough time financially, that might not be the right time to ask for that, because they may say you're not doing well, we're not doing well, maybe we part ways.
Well, finally, you say it's not always about the money necessarily. What else can you talk about in these kind of conversations or negotiations?
Well, there's a lot of new things that happened since COVID. We used to all work in the office 5 days a week. And I think we all know most jobs were able to function very well during COVID. So, for example, raise is important. Some people don't want to come to the city on a Friday. They don't want to come to the city on Monday. So comp's important, hybrid schedule. Asking at JW Michaels, we allow people to work remotely 2 weeks out of the year. So there's a lot of benefits employees can ask for, and employers need to do this as well, because if they don't offer these benefits, then these employees are going to go somewhere else where those other firms are offering that type of benefit and work flexibility.
All right. Well, Jason, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.